Rise and shine, Rwanda. It's Monday, the 23rd of November.
Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Ivan Magwene.
And me, Yvette Shumbusho.
Over the next hour, we'll bring you all the latest news, sports and business headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. So Yvette, what do you have for us today?
Unfortunately, we're failing somehow in the stock exchange. So I'll tell you more about that.
All right, Sherry, what's in the world of lifestyle and entertainment?
It's Motivational Monday.
Okay.
And Waka Gym has a lot in store for us
in
the future. So we'll see more about that.
Can't wait to do some sports. Moses, a lot has been going on with the sports in the weekend, of course.
Yes, a lot. Amavubi has won finally in Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup 1-0 against Ethiopia, home team. And El Clasico has come again. Real Madrid was trashed completely 4-0 by Barcelona.
Of course.
Guess who was the man of the match, and more to come, Premier League, and more to talk about in the details.
All right. Well, all that and more still to come, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day. They always say laughter is the best medicine one needs to get on a daily basis. In our today's story of the day, we look at forces driving Rwanda's comedy industry to booming. But first, let us take a look at some key moments in the Rwandan comedy industry.
The Congolese, they always have the highest note in music careers. Wake up. And then he surprises you with that voice that he has. You didn't know he has that voice. Like he's surprised. Wake up. Can you imagine a Congolese singing a song of J. Polly? Mama Utide. Papa Day for day.
It is an industry that has taken Rwanda by storm. Comedy has become a monthly take for most Rwandans living in Kigali. The growing industry has seen itself go from a one-man show to various artists performing at least once a month. With the formation of the Comedy Night, a popularly known comedy artist group, Rwanda has attracted comedians across the East African region. And some of those big names include Amkasine from Uganda, Eric Omondi from Kenya, and Kidingi from Burundi, and many more others. It has been at least a monthly package of doses of laughter as many Rwandans attend the highly anticipated comedy nights. Ivan Magwene, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
It's unbelievable, but what you see is what you pay.
Okay, let's get to this business. Yvette Shumbusho has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. The entry of EcoBank Rwanda in the money transfer and remittance business at low cost is expected to spark pricing wars, especially among banks. EcoBank has introduced its EcoBank Visa Cash Express, a multi-purpose prepaid card for both customers and non-customers of the bank. So far, the first of its kind on the market, when used for remittances and money transfer, clients save 83% of the money they've been spending. Though the tariff is still tentative, it's likely to force other banks and operators to reduce their prices. African Development Bank stated that poor project preparation and lack of proper management have resulted into failure by African states to attract private investors in infrastructure. This comes at a time when the continent is faced with a $95 billion infrastructure deficit per annum, largely compromising the region's growth prospects. The bilateral lender also blamed African governments for not implementing favorable policies and reforms to attract private investments in infrastructure. Solomon Asemor, the Vice President for Infrastructure, Private Sector and Regional Integration at the African Development Bank, said that the one thing that makes it more difficult for people to invest is the change of policies whenever a regime changes. The regional stock markets have taken a hit from the weakening of currencies in the past 9 months. The biggest losers have been dollar investors who have seen their portfolio earnings depreciate. The Rwanda Stock Exchange recorded the biggest loss for dollar investors, whose year-to-date fell 32.7%, followed by Nairobi Securities Exchange at 25.1% and the Dar es Salaam Security Exchange at 23.9%, while Uganda Security Exchange at 23.4%. You're now up to date with today's business headlines. Sports news coming back in just a minute with Moses Pirikonzira.
to Rise and Shine Rwanda. And now for your sport news, I'm Moses Philipunzira. Starting with local football, Amavubi started Sekafa campaign with a win on Saturday. Rwanda beat host Ethiopia 1-0 in the first match in Group A of this year's Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup in Addis Ababa on Saturday to give under-fire coach John McKinsley his first win after 6 consecutive defeats. The lone goal of the game was scored by forward Jacques Tuyisenge through a well-taken free kick on 54th minute. The team's next game will be against Tanzania on Tuesday before winding up their group stage campaign facing lowly Somalia 3 days later. Now onto the European football. Arsene Wenger's injury crisis deepened after Mikel Arteta and Francis Coquelin limped off during Arsenal's defeat to West Bromwich on Saturday. Francis Coquelin and Mikel Arteta were forced off during Arsenal's 2-1 defeat at West Bromwich Albion and are serious doubt for their must-win Champions League game against Dynamo Zagreb at Emirates tomorrow. And Liverpool denied Manchester City's hope of returning to the top of Premier League and delivered more evidence of vast improvement under new manager Jurgen Klopp with an emphatic 4-win victory at Etihad Stadium. Elsewhere, Diego Costa ended 7-game drought to give Chelsea 1-0 victory over Norwich City. And Troy Deeney's gave injury-hit Manchester United 2-1 victory over Watford. And onto the El Clasico. Suarez scored twice as Barcelona trashed Real Madrid 4-0 at Bernabeu on Saturday. Barcelona moved 6 points clear at the top of La Liga as Luis Suarez scored twice over Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. The visitors controlled El Clasico throughout, opening the scoring early on when Luis Suarez struck from 16 yards before Neymar side-footed home. Andres Iniesta finished off a fine team move to add third after the break. Suarez's cool finish wrapped up the win before Isco was sent off for the rush challenge to complete Real's misery. Rafael Benitez's side are second with 24 points, with Barcelona moving on to third points clear after 12 games.
Moses, now for me, honestly, I've been waiting for the El Clasico for the whole week, and I was quite disappointed by Real Madrid. Not saying that I'm a very big fan of Real Madrid, but well, again, that was a very huge gap in terms of goals. It was such a surprise, especially now that the match was at Bernabeu. So for me, I don't know. I didn't see 4 goals coming in that end, so that's quite a disappointment for me. What's your take on that?
It wasn't a disappointment. It wasn't a surprise. One way or another.
Come on, it was a surprise.
Yeah, Real Madrid had a very good defense because this was the second defeat of the season for them. And though Real Madrid was playing well, everybody was questioning, is Benitez the real manager for Real Madrid? Because it's always a testing game because the good manager of Real Madrid is always tested on El Clasico. It's not how many teams do you beat, but it's can you beat Barcelona? If you can't, then you are not the right manager. We've seen it for Ancelotti, we've seen it with Mourinho, we've seen it with Capello and all these Pellegrini, all these managers. So for Barcelona were very prepared with a boost of Lionel Messi coming in from the injury after 2 months out. And don't forget that during his absence, Barcelona scored 17 goals. Do you know who scored those goals? It's only Suarez and Neymar. Only. No one else scored a goal. Which means those two guys are very strong. Those two guys understand each other. And on top of that, there's a maestro display of Mr. Iniesta. And, it trusts completely.
And he was the man of the match.
He was the man of the match, of course. And, for Real Madrid, the fact that there is no Benzema, there's a problem that he's having for sex tape scandals and stuff. And Ronaldo is playing on as a striker, and it's not his preferred role. He normally plays cutting from left inside, and that gives there's a hole behind a striker, a combination between a striker and Ronaldo himself, the way he imposes to the Barcelona midfield. So to me, it wasn't a surprise because it was quite obvious before the game that Barcelona is very much equipped to win the game than Real Madrid. The only difference was 4 goals. 4 goals, okay, But
because for me, if you see historically, this has not been a clean win. I think the last clean sheet we had was in 19
It was 1974
1970.
when Barcelona beat Real Madrid 5-0.
5-0.
So it has been a lot of many years.
Of course. I mean, that's why for me it was such quite a surprise, especially now that event was at Bernabeu. Real Madrid getting four goals on an El Clasico at Bernabeu. I mean, everyone was at least it should have been 2-1 or 2 something.
Don't forget the first game of Mourinho at Bernabeu. He was thrashed 5-1 by Barcelona.
But
that was a welcome. and it's not a strength of it's not something new for Barcelona to trust Real Madrid.
Of course.
Now the question mark is, can Madrid challenge Barcelona, or can Barcelona dominate the world again? They did it from 2008 to 2012. Can they dominate the world once again? That's a question mark. We are going to wait to see. But now in Spain, Barcelona is on top. Real Madrid should respect and wait for that time. And I'm not so sure whether Benitez is the right manager, one or another, because the fact that Ronaldo is willing to go, Manchester United are willing to bid 60 million to bring him back to Old Trafford, and Paris Saint-Germain is always trying to bid 80 million pounds to bring back to take him to Paris. And Gareth Bale is always injured. There is Benzema now who is having these problems. There is now James Rodriguez who's not performing at his level because he's injured. And we saw the international.
I think even the pressure of the Spanish league has Kabisa. What I would say, he has overcome his kind of talent, because if you see the kind of talent James has in the Copa America and what you see in the Spanish Liga. So I don't think at this point James Rodriguez is doing a good job. And honestly speaking, at this point, of course, as we go on to the English Premier League, because I know we can talk a lot about the El Clasico, a lot of drama went on. I mean, people went out of the pitch and a lot of pressure. Messi coming back after 2 months in an injury, of course, a lot can go on. But let me get so much into the details of the Premier League. It's a surprise at this moment. No one knows exactly who's taking this one home. At least I know for Man U fans out there, they're eyeing this one. But I couldn't see how Liverpool stopped such a hungry Manchester City at this point. How did you see the game yourself?
Manchester City is no longer hungry, as we used to know. Because when you see Manchester City of last season and the Manchester City of 2 seasons back, they are no longer that hungry. Okay, the fact they have injuries of Aguero, Silva, and Company. We are all asking ourselves, can the Michelis and Mangala maintain?
Yes.
Can they hold when the captain Company is not available? Can they? The answer is no. Why? Man City was beaten by Liverpool, and they were beaten 4-1. Halftime 3-0. I mean, if you see the way Coutinho trashed that defense, it was a joy to watch. Those who haven't seen and those who saw, it was a beautiful game to watch. Coutinho performed extremely, and everybody is now asking who is the king of assists in Premier League. He scored 4 goals in 5 games in a row. Now we're asking ourselves, did Jurgen Klopp brought back the Coutinho, the flashless Coutinho of the? Remember the season when Suarez was there and there was a Coutinho and Gerrard and Sterling before he left to Man City. At the end of that season, the way Coutinho was playing, even Coutinho of last season, he was a player of the year in Liverpool. And this Coutinho we are seeing today, you saw when they played Chelsea, the 2 goals he scored. This is a guy who is scoring goals outside the box. No, the big pundits like Jamile Dinap is saying, Coutinho, it's the time for Coutinho. Forget Hazard, forget all other players. This is the time for Coutinho.
All right.
And talking before you go, talking to Man U won their game 2-1.
Of course.
There was an own goal for an Norwich player. Arsenal lost. We are asking ourselves, can Arsenal maintain? We are coming to a climax of the matches. There's coming November, December, and January. Injuries are coming. 8 players are out now. They are in a blink of getting eliminated in Champions League. Can they maintain? That's a question mark. And Chelsea won back. For Chelsea fans, now they are bringing back the laugh on their mount. And Premier League was there, and it was a very good week.
Of course, I'm pretty sure you're working this one tirelessly to make sure that you bring to the Rwandans how the Tour du Rwanda was.
Yes.
As we were talking last Sunday, of course, Nsengimana won the tour, but I'm pretty sure that you have that report coming up in the next few hours to have a deep analysis on Tour du Rwanda. But I think, what was your whole general picture of Tour du Rwanda this year?
The whole general picture was how Rwandans wanted to win it even before it started. You know, it started with the scandals. We all talked about it. We talked about it this whole week, that Team Rwanda wanted to go out of the camp because they need money for insurance. Later on, the federation, the best federation this country has in terms of sports, they managed to bring back these players, and they managed to tell them that they should concentrate on a team, a country, to be patriotic than the money they're talking about. Because after winning, you get everything you want.
Of course.
And they delivered. Now, Jean Bosco started winning prologue, and he won. He lost the first stage by Eritrean, and the second stage was won by Rwandan. Third stage, he won it. You know, he won 2 stages.
He's been consistent.
He's been consistent. You know, he led from prologue to the last day, and on Sunday it was amazing.
So you saw the win coming.
No, you know, it was obvious. Even him before the game on Sunday was like, we won it because he won stage 6. You know, before stage 7, he won stage 6, and he told all Rwandans, now this is the time that we should defend this back to back. But again, Jonathan Boyce told them as a coach, he said, it's a win. We are next to win it, but we can't go above. We can't go beyond before we secure a win completely. And they did it. They delivered. Congratulations, Jean Bosco. You made us proud. You defended this title back to back, and we are so proud. And keep up. For Rwandans, I think it's time for us to go to ride bicycles. Forget about other sports. This is the one which is delivering. Congratulations to Ferwasi and all the Rwandans and Minispoc in general.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Moses, for that report. All right, that's all you had from the world of sports. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
It's unbelievable, but what you see is what you pay.
Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
Several Rwandans are planning to visit Uganda during Pope Francis' visit scheduled to take place on November 27th. According to the Catholic Church spokesman in Rwanda, a number of Catholic Church faithful are preparing to go to Uganda to join their Ugandan counterparts in welcoming the Pope. He added, apart from the 5 Catholic Church bishops in the country, other Christians who want to go are registering in different parts of the country. On his first Africa visit, the pontiff will be in Kenya from November 25th to 27th before spending 2 days in Uganda and traveling to the Central African Republic, where his trip will end on November the 30th.
The U.S. urged the review law on mineral trade. Experts, including a Rwandan minister last week, briefed the U.S. House of Representatives on how a U.S. law meant to restrain trade in conflict minerals is defective and limits opportunities to create jobs in the African mining sector, failing to improve the living standards for local miners and failing to ensure a source of minerals from African nations that are totally free of bloodshed.
And in regional news, Burundi's government has accused its former colonial ruler Belgium of instigating an attempted coup against President Pierre Nkurunziza in May, a charge Belgium called absurd. The spokesman of President Pierre Nkurunziza said they blame Belgium because all the plotters of the coup are in Belgium. The Belgians have given them accommodations and are looking after them. He also added that they blame them for the 1972 genocide that happened in this country and are responsible for all the difficulties the country is facing right now.
Central Brussels was almost empty on Saturday night as terror alert led restaurants and bars to shut early amid fears of a Paris-style attack. Soldiers patrolled the streets as a manhunt continued for the fugitive Salah Absalam, who is wanted in connection with last week's attacks. Friends said that he was in Brussels area and was trying to go to Syria. The city was a base for the attackers, Islamic State militants, who killed 130 people in Paris. The Belgian authorities placed Brussels on the highest level of alert late on Friday.
Okay, lots more still to come. We take a look at lifestyle and what's hot right now in our daily debate section. Hot topics with Sherry Owase. We'll be right back after the break.
And welcome back. It's now time for what's happening in lifestyle with me, Sherry Uwase. It's Motivational Monday once again. Today we take a look at what the Waka Gym team has in store for us. There is a great package that can fit just about anybody. So here's a sneak peek. Take a look.
Good morning and welcome to another Motivational Monday. This has been a year and a half now, that we've been part of Motivational Mondays.
That's crazy, yeah.
It's been, well, crazy and it's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, but during those last 18 months, I've had time to think about what is actually making us different from any other gym in the world.
Well, that's easy. So it's our facility. We've got the biggest, I think, the best facility in the valley. Look around.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. Yeah. I agree with you, but that's not really what I'm looking for.
It's our personal trainers, knowledgeable, they've shown that they get results. I mean, compared to everyone else in town, they know what they're doing.
And again, I agree with you. They know what they're doing, right? But again, it's not really what I'm looking for.
Okay, it's got to be our nutrition. I mean, we have the walk plate that we came up with where, we know actually that honey is actually sugar. I mean, we're pretty much leading the field in our nutritional advice.
And again, I fully agree with you, but it's not really what I'm looking for.
Okay, give up.
To give up?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I'm looking for is the fact that we're really transforming people's lives. We care about our members. We care about those people that are coming to us and say, this is what I need. This is what I'm looking for.
How many times have you joined the gym? 5, 6 times in the past year? Still struggling with your diet? I mean, that's many people out there that we've been trying to talk to.
And we have worked with like 50 or 60 people in different weight loss programs. And some of them, they came in, never done any exercise before, and they were, way too heavy, and it was very unhealthy for them. But yet, huge transformations, 3 months later, 6 months later, and they're still losing weight, and they're getting healthier every single day. We are promoting our next new program, and what is it called?
Drop it like it's hot.
It's kind of fancy, yeah. But if you're one of those that are actually just saying, now, no more, I don't want to be, overweight, I don't want to struggle whenever I'm walking up the stairs, this is for you, because we're looking for you right now. And if you want to join our program, not only join the program, but also the big chance of winning good prizes, so that's just an added benefit, right? But on the 18th of December, we want you to have submitted a 30-second video, or around 30 seconds, where you tell a bit about yourself, why we should choose you. Okay, we want to know why this is the right time for you now. And what will happen is that we're going to pre-select, let's say 5-10 people, and out of that our members and people on Facebook, they will say which one should actually continue and become part of the program. And the program is going to be a 90-day program where you receive personal training, diet consultations. We will follow you, we will support you, and we will make sure that you get all the benefits, and you will actually change once and for all.
Submit your video. We want to hear from you. We want you to join us at Walker Fitness for Drop It Like It's Hot, the 90-day transformation program. And if you are the one with the best results, not only will you change your life, but I think you're going to win some pretty great prizes, which you'll stay tuned to hear more about those.
But one extra thing. It's important that you don't mind being on camera, because we want you to be an inspiration to all the others out there. Because we know there are plenty who are looking to actually do this transformation in their life. So we want to film you and the other people that are going to be selected, so that we can follow your journey, the fun times, the tough times, but most importantly, the success that you will have after 90 days.
It's going to cost nothing. We really want to find those people in the Delhi that we haven't reached yet. So we want you to apply to us. And it's completely free. And you might get a chance to win some really great prizes.
You submit the videos by going to our Facebook page. So it is Facebook / Waka Fitness Africa. And then you just post your video and you'll hear back from us.
Yes, Waka Fitness. What do they have in store for us?
Well, there's a lot. As you can see in the VT, they're planning to help a few people who have, who are struggling with weight and all that. So what people need to do is just to send a 30 seconds video to the Facebook page, and then they'll shortlist a number of people, maybe 5 to 10 people, and it's going to be totally free. So
are they helping them lose weight?
They're helping them lose weight. They're helping them with their nutrition. They're helping them in case you just want to, anything that the gym does, if you want to, be strong and all that. It's not always about losing weight, really. If you want to keep fit, all that. So it's all going to be coming from the kind of videos you send that people are going to be posting on the
What
Facebook
are they
page.
looking for exactly in the video?
They're looking for people who are really struggling to be helped in the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's
the video
it.
is supposed to ask for help.
The video is supposed to
And
ask
it's
for help.
supposed to be sent on the
On
Waka Fitness Facebook page?
Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So
and
is
it's
that Waka Fitness?
Waka Fitness.
Okay.
Yes. Waka Fitness Africa.
Oh, Africa.
Yeah, so
Okay, great.
yeah, basically that's what they're going to be doing, and they definitely have more even that they're going to be sharing with us in I think very soon after people have sent that, and then it's going to be basically a step-to-step
kind of problem. Okay.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that, and let me just say that everyone who wants to go to the gym, it's really easy.
It's free for how long?
It's free for those ones who they're going to choose.
Oh.
So it will determine.
Is it for a year, 3 months?
You can't really tell because you don't know the kind of training that people are looking for.
Okay.
So it depends on the program that you're going to be running through.
Okay. And when do they choose these people?
As soon as these people send in the videos.
Oh,
So
great.
it's
So we'll
something
get
that
to know.
We'll get to know, definitely. We're going to get to follow each and every step of the way and how they work out, and
Great.
Yeah, and there's also going to be prizes to be given.
So
to
it's
these
like a
people.
competition based.
I wouldn't really say it's a competition, but I think it's more like an incentive.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, we cannot wait. So we'll be right back after the break. Welcome back, and it's that hot topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine Rwanda team, we have been up and about gathering everything you need to know about what's happening here and abroad, from what's trending on Twitter to the debates in your local cafe. So we've got it all for you right here, right now. Now, in Nigeria made history by outlawing female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation is the act of either partially or totally removing the external female genitalia or causing injury to the female genital organs for really non-medical purposes. So with the help of the community activism, campaigns and numbers of organization efforts to end this practice, which was basically initiated by UNICEF, it reported that teenage girls were 1/3 less likely to undergo FGM today, which was not the case like 30 years ago. Now, with the new law criminalizing the procedure, the hope is that the ban will fully eliminate the practice and be strongly enforced to combat any existing society pressures. Now, let me just explain this. So in Nigeria, it is very common, especially that it's a multi-tribal society. They have many tribes and many cultural practices. FGM, female genital mutilation, is a very common practice. And the previous president, Goodluck Jonathan, that was the last act that he did in office. So he had to see it work. And his successor, Muhammadu, the new President Muhammadu of Nigeria, even when he came through in office, he made sure that this thing was put into practice. So right now, it is a crime. It is a crime in Nigeria. You don't have to have any reasons how attached you are to your culture or whatever reasons you have. It's just banned right now. And let me just also mention that it's a very common practice in Africa, especially, I think, over 130 million girls and women, they all underwent FGM in 29 countries in Africa, but it's also very much practiced in the Middle East. So, Ivan, what are your views about that?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Sherry, for that. Well, I'm very happy finally I can get a positive story from Nigeria. So,
right.
First of all, I think it's a very good move, but the question is it going to be implemented? Because a lot of awareness and activism has been going on in Kenya and Uganda to stop female genital mutilation, but nothing has been done yet. So my hope is that as this law is passed out and the fact that female genital mutilation has been made an illegal act, so
Practice, yeah.
and let it be a very well implemented policy,
Right.
and let those that it's supposed to affect them positively. And I'm very happy for the women there that at least they have now endorsed the pain that they have been facing because of
Right.
this poor practice, I would call. And congratulations to the Nigerian Parliament for passing the bill.
All right, true. Yvette.
It should have been done much earlier. I mean, it should have never even been the FGM. But the fact that it's come now, then it's never too late, because we have a whole generation that has not gone through it. So it's a really good thing that Nigeria is doing. And like he said, congratulations to the Parliament for passing out this bill. All I'm going to be saying is I'm so happy, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. And that's true. I'm so happy.
Yes, thank you.
For me, I go back to the pain that women and girls have been going through.
Right.
As the human right, we've been talking about it, and those 130 million people that really suffered that act. It's time now for them to see their children, grandchildren, not facing the same pain they faced. And for the government of Nigeria, what they did is absolutely a coup, because had they kept it, this keep on going, we would see girls, or would see parents not willing to give birth to girls. and that could kill our society and our community as well. And girls and women are very important in this society, you know, and they make more than 51% of 50. I mean, they make a large number of this African community. So it's a very good thing the Nigeria government have done, and also other countries should follow the step of what the Nigerian government have done. Most likely West African countries, and also Kenya. We've seen the activism that they're doing.
Somalia,
the Maasai is doing it through a cricket game, and also other countries that this gender mutilation is happening in. They should do the same thing, and together we fight for this, for the future of our society and the future of our women and girls.
Right.
That's
I like how you've ended it. That together it should be a collective, you know, effort. Yeah, because it should be a he for she campaign. Yeah, because at the same time, honestly, it is a very, very brutal practice. It's not even done in any medical way. It's either a razor blade or it's scissors. It's just too bad. So we're glad that they have stopped this, and we're hoping that even for the rest of the African countries that are practicing this, that it's going to come to an end. Anyways, moving on to brighter things about women. I'm sorry, gents, but today it's all about women.
Monday women. Women Monday.
All right, now on Thursday, Ethiopian Airlines celebrated women by dispatching its first ever flight operated by an all-female crew. From the flight deck, crew members to the senior executives on board, they were all women. Now, the flight departed from Bangkok, Thailand, on Wednesday night, and it arrived in Ethiopia on Thursday morning. And the customs and immigration officers were all female. Now, this was done to celebrate and promote African women empowerment. The airline also launched a service targeted at new mothers. It created a nursing room equipped with modern amenities like comfortable reclining chairs and refrigerators for the storage of breast milk. New mothers also get free electronic breast pumps. Wow. Let me just go back. Wow, right? Let me just go back to the history of where this celebration came from. So Ethiopian Airlines has been in existence for 70 years, and it was celebrating its 70th anniversary. And then they decided, why don't we do something new? And boom, it was celebrating women. Actually, it is said that almost a third of the staff in Ethiopian Airlines is women. So they just wanted to recognize that and empower more women who have, you know, aviation dreams, and they want to get into anything that has to do with aviation. It doesn't have to be piloting or anything else. So this flight that was supposed to take off on Wednesday, and it arrived in Ethiopia on Thursday morning. From the ground to the sky, to the airport, to the cabin crew operations, to the immigrations, everything was just women. Yeah, let me start with Moses to say, wow, yes, Moses.
To me, when it comes to support and empower women, I love it, because I believe that there's no world without women and girls, that we could not exist. Though, you know, in creation, a man came first and a woman later, but a woman plays a bigger role for any child when from the womb to until the child is grown up. And a woman plays a big part in our society. So for Ethiopian Airlines, congratulations. Keep it up. Show the world that it can start from Africa and can go all around the world, from Africa to West, to Asia, to America, to all over the world, that women are able to do. They are able to fly airplane, they are able to host people, they're able to cater people. I mean, they're able to do everything, that you cannot miss anything when they're there. Don't ever have this cliche that it's only men who can do. So this is a perfect example, and we should see that in Rwanda. Rwanda Air should do the same thing, and we should really give a value of women and girls. So again, coming up to the fact that they celebrated their 70th anniversary. I mean, it's beautiful, and I've seen it. I've seen the way beautiful, how grateful women and girls were. It's beautiful. I mean, me, I have no much thing to say, but congratulations.
All
And
right.
women and girls, keep it up. That's the perfect way to do it.
Thank you, Moses.
Congratulations.
We will keep that in mind. Yvette.
I mean, it's a very great thing, and it's a bit scary. I mean, I think because the society has shown us that women should not be doing certain things,
And especially on their own. There has to be a man somewhere. Yeah.
exactly. So it's unfortunate that I myself I'm even thinking about that. But in general, I'm very happy about what they're doing, and I hope to see that in Rwanda. I mean, of course, we had our first female pilot, a few years ago. Is it 2 years ago? I hope we get to see more of them, so we can build our own all-female crew, from the air hostesses to the pilots, everything. And it makes me happy to see that a country such as Ethiopia is empowering women. And that is something that worldwide, even in America, even when they say that they'll rather see a black president before they see a female president. Can you imagine that? That is really degrading our value in society. So I hope that every other country learns from it and takes part as well.
All right. Ivan.
Well, Sherry, I think this brings me to the moment where P-Square said, what a man can do, a woman can do. So
You're going to do a remix on the show. Let's save it for later. I didn't even think of that.
Okay. So, well, basically, this is it. I think, there was a Coca-Cola commercial that said there are a billion reasons to believe in Africa. And for me, this is what Tata Mandela was saying. And at this point, I've seen very many positive stories coming from Africa, especially in terms of women empowerment. And for this generation, I think Africa has made a very good progress. Talking about the Ethiopian airline, it's a very, of course, old airline compared to any other airline in the region. 70 years, of course, looking at our...
Very big in Africa.
Yes, very big in Africa. And for me, of course, I wanted to travel on that flight. Point noted.
It's a great...
You can imagine
I hadn't gotten that. Not to mention that they're actually very beautiful women, and that's his point.
Yeah, exactly. You can imagine being Sam, the cabin crew. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you've been sitting so relaxed and everything as we wait to take off. Oh, you can't imagine.
Okay, kill the visual.
It's like envision everything.
I'm happy that this happened, and exactly this brings up the hope that, of course, more women, because most of the women have been up in the jobs of flight attendants, but if the whole crew now, even on the plane, were all female, I couldn't imagine how this flight looked for people who were on board. So that's why I told you I would feel so happy to be on the same flight. And congratulations to Ethiopian Airlines. We couldn't see also. We hope to see our ladies here to take on the same tasks of getting into the air industry in Rwanda, and you're the guys to put it up, maybe. So
maybe. And finally, I just think it was a very good thing that they did. Of course, it's going to empower young women. That's a very symbolic thing for young women. Also, let me just clarify that the Ethiopian airline also established a mothers fraternity.
Yes, that is something we did not.
Yeah, that is something we didn't speak about. It's one thing that I wanted to bring.
It was
to your attention.
I was imagining all those ladies in a plane.
Okay, Ivan, let's save that for later. But anyway, my point is, most airlines would want just young women who have less responsibility, because always having to be on the flight, you're always on the move, so you have to have less responsibility. So they're always looking for young ladies, But now the Ethiopian airline was emphasizing mothers. They even have the electronic equipment for them in case they have to breastfeed and all that. And that is very empowering. So you don't have to lose your hopes.
Considerate.
Very considerate.
So considerate.
Yes.
I think that's what we call traveling mother business class.
And if you want to get something moving, you involve women, or you empower women in some sort of way. So the fact that they're even putting this forward to help mothers who probably have children on board, is such a big deal.
It is.
Such a big
Before
deal.
we close,
Very smart.
The idea behind is empower women from the grassroots. Leave nothing behind. Everything should be considered, and they proved it. And women are happy, and the Ethiopian Airways is happy, and the whole world is happy. It's time for every country to learn, every airline to learn. Not only in airline, but even other industries. Can women lead from top to bottom? And they can. And the Ethiopian Airline have shown it. It's time for others to follow.
Yeah, and this is very good PR. even just for the airline itself, if you're considering your staff and you're taking them very seriously, why wouldn't I choose you of all the other airlines that I haven't seen?
Imagine
do
how
any
many people
significant
are going
thing?
to be on that flight.
You
It
know?
might be an all women
flight eventually. Yes, you're about to say something.
And I was saying exactly that. Can
Okay.
you imagine how many people are going to be taking Kenya Airways? It's PR. These people are very, very smart.
Yeah,
And I
very
like that.
good. And we like this. So do not go away. We'll be right back.
Don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. Like us on Facebook and send us your ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and reports we do. Find us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We love to see your pictures. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website, www.riseandshinerwanda.com. Well, that is all the time we have for you today. We love to hear your feedback, and do let us know if you have any ideas for programs. You have been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Yvette Chimbusho.
And me, Ivan Magwene. We'll be at same time, same place tomorrow. Do join us then. But for now, from both of us and the rest of the Rise and Shine team, have a very good day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.